Okay, so messing around with Cheetah a little bit more, her dive kick seems really strong. Now, what I mean by that is not in the neutral, but as a setup ender. There's a very strange thing that she does where it leaves her at different distances depending on how instant she does it and how much gravity there is in the combo and on her opponent. Now if you do this, it is a hard knockdown and you do just get like a free sort of jump in, which will force your opponents to wake up a lot, and you're going to have to bait that out. But with the hit advantage you have of it, a lot of the time you can sort of cheat dive over the head, then whiff punish with something like that. So that's a really good thing to know. But the best thing is when they're not waking up, is you can do a cheetah dive and then either do a standard jump in, just to do a normal one, or mix them up with a lunge jump in, if I can, and cross them up. And that's the same distance. They're not really going to tell if you've done a lunge, to be honest with you, that quick, not on their wake up. And it's just a really good way of mixing your opponent up. So what's an example of doing a cheetah dive at the end of a combo into this sort of mix up? Well, one of the things I found was off forward 3, you can actually get a trait for 1 bar and then do the mix up. And do just, look, that was from full health, 1 combo into mix up off a forward 3, which is plus 10 on block. It's really good. And one of the things I will leave you with as well is that her standing 3 goes into a mid-low, and when you start playing players, you get used to this, and you know, if you're ever doing jump-ins into this, which is probably, this is like your go-to jump-in move. I mean, I wouldn't do jump-in 1-1-2 as much. I've got a bad habit where it's the first thing I'll learn, but they can just most of the time low poke the high. But if you do jumping into 3, so jumping 1 into 3-3, that's mid-low. However, the mid part of the 3, so if you do that, you can bounce cancel it with the overhead and it links on hit. So you've got your own little mix up there within 3, and then if you do 3-3, it also links on hit. So it's a lot of meter to spend, but it's a way of doing it. Now if you wanted to spend 3 bars of meter because you just want to do so much damage and get mix, you can do something like this. Does a lot of damage, and then you get the cross up setup with the lunge cancel as well. So that's just super good. And if you just land a forward 3, maybe you know you've done a really decent work on OK, you can still get the trait up. You can still do all of that with the just the standard one. You don't need to do anything more than that, and then landing in the dive kick. So I'm sure there's a lot more dive kick stuff to be done and to be found out with her. It is very strange how the spacing works. You don't just have to do the jump in. I mean, you can do all sorts off the dive kick. It is a hard knockdown. It just seems so much better as an ender than even this, and I don't know why. Because look at the spacing that she is for this. Can you see? Because although you will still use this for Oki because you can dash up safely and block and then start pressure, Cheetah doesn't really have like really good mid, like other than this, which is unsafe. So I recommend you do buffer into Pounce quite a lot with this, maybe even after the overhead. Her best sort of options are things like this, and I just feel like she's just so much better just doing all the cross up stuff like that, man. Personally, we'll find out. We'll find out. I just feel like this is just, I mean, look at that. I mean, how do you know which side she's going to be? You kind of don't. And the obviously the instant cheetah dive is just a really good way of setting this up on your opponent, and you're at that distance where you can still do that. And I'm thinking on some of them you can sweep as well, so you've still got all these Oki timings for her. You have to step forward a tiny bit for a sweep, just to keep mixing your opponent up. And that's it for this video. Just wanted to show a couple of things that she can do with a trait set up to just do massive amounts of damage. Absolutely crazy amounts of damage with her trait up. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.